Alright, I'm just going to do a few example solves here. I'll post the scrambles in the description so you could follow along, and I'll be scrambling in normal orientation. Okay, so an important thing to note is that I always have either blue or green on bottom, leaving me with 8 possible starting blocks. Most people do white, but so it might be a little hard to follow, but just bear with me. So first thing I see is this pair, and that's good because it has blue here, and I can insert it into here with to form a 2x2. But that doesn't leave me with the best finishing part of the block, so I'll see what other options I have before I go straight with that one. I could do this orange blue. I could pair that up and insert it back here. Again, not the best though. I think my best option is going to be that yellow blue there. So I have that. It's only 2 moves. It's an R wide and a D prime to insert it in there, and then I notice that I have that edge here, and that'll just end up right there, and then the corner that goes up with that edge is back here. So that's so then I can bring that corner down and the edge down, and then insert the edge and pair those up. So I'll show you here. So RY D prime fixes that, and then I bring these down, and then that edge is back here. So I do a U prime R B prime, and that's my first block. And so then once I have that, I immediately see this blue edge right here. So I start inserting that one, and as I'm inserting, I notice that corner, and this edge comes up. So it's a 2-gen pair. So pair up and insert, noticing that this red corner is here, and the red edge is nowhere in sight, so it must be back there. So now there's the edge that's red, so you pair it up there, and then just insert using an R wide move. And instead of doing R wide here, I just do an R prime because that orients my centers. So now just looking at here, I have an H case, and I know that this will flip all 4 edges on top. So I know I have these 2 flipped right now, so they'll be oriented, and then these 2 will be misoriented by the algorithm. So I know I'll have a 2 flip because I know that these 2 edges are good just by looking at that one. I know that's a good edge, so the back one must be a good edge. So I'm doing my algorithm, preparing for the 2 flip. So right here, so I immediately go into the 2 flip, and as I'm finishing that up, I notice that the yellow is back here and the white's there, so they'll end up on bottom like that. So I can insert and then just do a 3 cycle. Okay, next scramble, immediately I see 2 pairs that I could work with. I see this pair, and it has green in it, so that's good. I can go on the bottom. And I also see that pair which has blue. And so I'm looking for the best block that deals with both of them. This white-green isn't very good because the edge is right there, and that's kind of a pesky insert there. So, but I do have that orange-green, and I could do a U2R U wide prime and insert that there, and then that'll leave these edges on bottom, and then I can bring them up top and split them up and then pair them again to insert. So I'll show you what I mean there. I think this is the best block that I have. So U2R U wide prime, that pairs up the center and inserts it, and I know that my edges are on bottom, so I'll bring them up like that, and then this is pretty easy case. And as I'm doing that, I'm keeping an eye out for that red-green edge that'll be my DR edge. So with these here, do an M, and then do a U, and then M prime U, and that inserts it back there. So rotate, I know that edge is right there, so I'll bring that down, and then I notice that these 2 edges can pair up like that, pretty easy. and then insert like that. But as I'm doing that last move, the insert, I notice is a pretty bad case, so I'll do an R2 there, do a U2 to separate them like that, and then pair them up like that, and insert while orienting my blue center there. So I have a Soon case, and I know this case will flip these edges, so I'll leave with the 2 flip. So I'll do my algorithm and keeping an eye out where that misoriented edge is, so it's right here, the other one's on bottom, so I can go into my 2 flip, and as I'm doing that, I notice my orange is here and my red's there, so I can immediately pair them up like that, and then bring that to the bottom, insert, and I know I'll have a cycle case like that. Okay, nothing particularly jumps out at me at the scramble. No solved pairs. So but I have a solved edge right there, which could be my DL edge. The other pieces for that aren't bad. I could do an R here, and RU prime, M prime would pair those up back here. The orange, yellow, and then I could do a U prime to insert, and then I'd have an OK case with the other corner and edge. I think that's my best option. Nothing else looks that great, so I'll show you here. Bring that up there, and then these two are in position to be paired, and you see then you have these over here. And so I bring that down, and as I'm doing that, as I'm bringing this edge down to insert the corner, I notice I have that blue edge. So immediately I can go straight into the blue edge, inserting it down here, and then I have this split pair. So break it up and flip the edge, and then insert it here, noticing I have that edge there, and I have a corner here. So there's an easy 2-gen case like that. And then now I have a U case, and I have a 4 flip of edges, and the case I use for this does not flip the edges, so I know I'll have a 4 flip, which is one of the 3 move EOs. So CMLL, noticing I have these edges here, so I'm inserting them, and I notice that these two are paired up already, so instead of inserting them like that, I just do an M to bring them down. So U2, insert, notice this edge back here is unsolved, and so my 3 cycle is going to be like that. Okay, again, no solved pairs that I can work with. So yeah, this is pretty bad scramble. I think, yeah, I don't have really any great options here, but I think I'll do a red block, so I have that edge already in, and then blue's pretty bad for that because these two are flipped and paired together, which isn't good. But I have green here and the edge matching there, and then my other pieces are here and here, so I know I can pair these up by doing a U2R, and that'll pair these 2 pieces up, and then I'll do an R wide 2 to bring them back here, and then I can insert them with a B prime, and then that'll leave this edge, so this edge will go here with the U2, and then after the R wide 2 B prime, it'll end up here with white on top, no, not white on top, sorry, with red on top, and then my other edge will be over here. So pair these pieces up, R wide to B prime, and then so I know these pieces are here, so I can do an MU M prime to pair them up, and then I notice my my orange green here, so I'm keeping track of that to start my second block. So MU M prime, R wide prime U prime, bring that down, knowing my edge is right there. So I'll go into that, but these two can pair up, so pair them up like that, and then insert them back here. Noticing that I just have, now this can pair up really easily like that, because it's just one away like that, and then I'll insert like that. And then have a soon case, and it's a pretty bad case, but it doesn't affect edge orientation at all, so I'll know I'll still have a two flip on top. So noticing that that edge, before I finish up my CMLL, noticing that that edge is bad, these two are good, I know I'm going to have an opposite two flip like that. So then I can go into that, and then as I'm doing that, I know I kept track of the red edge, which is down here, and the orange is right there. So instead of doing an M prime up like that, I'll do an M, because then that leaves them in a good position to be paired. So then pair them up like that, and then insert, and instead of bringing the red back like that, I'll cancel into my 2-2 cycles like that. Okay, another scramble where I don't see anything right off the bat, but no pairs at least, but I think there's still some stuff that I can work with. Okay, I'm going to go with orange-blue here, because I see that edge, these corners in good position to be paired up. And then, so I can do an F2 here, F2 M prime, we'll pair those two up, and then I can bring that back down and insert, and that'll leave these other pieces over here, which isn't the best position, but then I can bring them up top, orange will both be on top, and I can take the edge out and put it in to pair them up. So I'll show you here, do F2 or U2 from this angle, M prime, and that pairs these up, insert back here, and then bring these two pieces up. And I also notice this edge here, so I'll keep track of that as I'm inserting. So do an M, U, M prime, F prime. I know, and that finishes the first block, and I know that DR edge is back here, so I can bring it up here and insert like that. And then now I have a, this case isn't that good, but I can split these two pieces up with an MU prime M prime like that. So pairing them up like that, U2, and insert, knowing I have that blue edge there, or that blue corner, sorry, and then this edge doesn't change position. So I'll go into 2-gen case to solve that corner, and I know it's inefficient, but it's fast. So R, U prime, R prime, U, do that again. You can do that one more time, and instead of bringing just doing an R prime, you do a full R wide, because that orients your centers there. So then you have a just an adjacent swap case. Everything's oriented, and then only two bad edges there. So if I do a T perm, I know those edges will stay right in position, and I'll have an opposite two flip. So T perm, noticing these edges are right here, so I can immediately go into my two flip, noticing that this red edge is ending up here and the orange is ending up back there. So instead of doing an M prime U2 M here, I'll do an M U2 M prime, because that will get these edges in the right position without having to bring them back down, doing a U2 and then inserting them up again. So M U2 M prime, and that brings them into position, noticing that that edge will be unsolved, that edge is unsolved, and so my last edge is there in my 3-cycle, and then do the 3-cycle like that. So I hope these solves weren't too vague. I hope I explained everything in enough detail. It's hard to explain a lot because since there's a lot of intuitive steps here, it's and the importance of looking ahead. It's sometimes hard to explain my thought process, especially right before and during last six edges or during second block. It's a little hard. So if you need any clarifications, please comment on this video and with any questions. Thanks.